morning vision. We're finishing up the month, the benefits of gratitude. The benefits of gratitude. And today's talk is health, wealth, and happiness. Yay. We're getting to the good stuff, right? My grandmother, on my mother's side of the family, when she signed all of her greeting cards to us, birthday cards and graduation cards and, everything, confirmation and whatever. Whenever she signed a card to us, she always signed it, love, luck, health, wealth, and happiness. Grandma. And it was her way of just saying, I wish you all the good things in life. I just wish you all the good things. Love, luck, health, wealth, and happiness. And yeah, right? Who wouldn't want all of that? Yay. It sounds like something I would want to. I mean, being happy for all the good stuff, all the good stuff that life brings. But let's just talk about that for a minute. Let's just look at that for a moment. Because if we're happy for all the good stuff, what happens when those things go away? Right? What happens when those things go away? And they inevitably do, don't they? We have times of good fortune and bad fortune. We have times of, highs and lows, of tremendous happiness and tremendous sorrow. That's really what life is about. And so if our happiness is tied to our stuff or our things or whatever, what is life going to be like? Rudyard Kipling wrote a poem called If you remember it. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. Meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. And that is the benefit of gratitude. That's the practice of gratitude and what it gives us. It frees us from the bonds of the effects so that we're not grateful for things, for stuff, for people in our lives. We're grateful for life. We're grateful for life itself. So, on to love, luck, health, wealth, and happiness. Because you got to love it. When we think about love, we think about finding it. We think about receiving it. We think about making it. We think about giving it. We think about being in love. We think about loving a particular person or our group or our family, when, in fact, love is what we are. Love is what we are. It's not something we can find or we can look for or we can search for or we can read a book about. Love is the truth of our soul. Love is what we are. Excuse me, the impulsion of creation itself is love. The impulsion of creation is love. Love is the fuel, the fire, the drive, and the direction of our lives. Love is what we do. Love is why we do it. We seek it, but the very thing we're seeking is the thing that is seeking it. We are that. Love is why someone picks up a musical instrument. Love is why another person picks up a paintbrush. Love is why another person picks up a pen or mortar and brick or a stethoscope or a law book. Love guides us and directs our lives. Love is why we do what we do. We do what we do because we are going to love it. Or at least we think we're going to love it. Did you ever get there and go, not for me? It's okay. It's okay. It's the process. It's not the product. It's always the process and not the product. We see who we see because we think we're going to love them. We draw into our lives those people because of love. And we can only experience as much love as we're willing to be. We can only experience as much love as we're willing to extend. Love is our nature. Love is who and what we are. Love is what we do. And so we can just be grateful in that. God is love and I am that. That energy, that impulsion of creation, which is spirit in us also. That is love. And I can see it. When I see it in myself, I can see it in other people. When I see it in myself, I can extend it to those people around me. I'm way more willing when I see it in myself to choose to see it in everyone else. The world runs on love. Really, it's just that simple. The world runs on love. That is who and what we are. That is who and what spirit is. So let's talk about luck. I love luck. Luck is an interesting concept. That was the second word, right? Love, luck, health, wealth, and happiness. If we're grateful for luck, what happens when we have bad luck? Can we be grateful for that too? Can we be grateful for that too? I don't know. I guess we could. But what about that? Is luck even a thing? How about in our philosophy? Do you think luck is even a thing? I mean, Emerson said this. He said, I'm a great believer in luck. The harder I work, the more of it I seem to have. Now, Emerson said it, but Emerson didn't say it. I looked, I searched, high and low. It said Emerson said it. Emerson never said it. Thomas Jefferson said it, except there is nothing in any of the Monticello archives that said Thomas Jefferson ever said it either. But they say he said it. But Coleman Cox actually said it, except he really didn't say it. So everybody knows Thomas Edison said that, right? The harder I work, the luckier I get, except Thomas Edison never said it either. So you know what? If you use the quote this week, quote yourself. Just say you said it, because so many people said that they said it, it doesn't really matter at this point. I'm a great believer in luck. The harder I work, the more of it I seem to have. Quoted by you. Now, here's what Webster has to say about luck. A purposeless, unpredictable, and uncontrollable force that shapes events favorably or unfavorably to an individual or a group. Okay, so there are several ways to look at luck. There is prescriptive luck and there is descriptive luck. There are two different ways we define luck. And prescriptive luck is a luck that defines a supernatural condition, a supernatural deterministic sense, a god, right, or a goddess of fortune. Forces beyond our control for good or for bad, because they can smite us just as easily as they can bless us. But a force outside of ourselves, for good or for bad. Okay. A descriptive luck usually describes luck after the events occur. Events unfold, and then they are looked back on and called either fortunate or unfortunate in the rearview mirror. Right? We all have 20/20 hindsight. Sigmund Freud said that believing in luck is merely exercising an external locus of control. This way we don't have to be responsible for ourselves. Right? It wasn't our decision. It was bad luck that put me there. It wasn't me. It was bad luck. It was bad timing. It's not my fault. So it's just a way of us not taking responsibility for ourselves. And Max Gunther had this to say. He said, events that influence one's life and are seemingly beyond one's control. Now, this is getting a little closer to the science of mind and spirit that it's the philosophy that we believe in, seemingly beyond someone's control. Ernest Holmes had this to say about luck. He said, when you feel that certain things are matters of chance or good luck, if you but carefully examine your patterns of thought, the demands you have made on the universe, you will find that you have received what you have asked for. Now, isn't that lovely? That's both the punishment and the blessing and the curse, right? Like they say in the Bible. But here's the good thing about luck, and here's what I want to say about it. People who tend to believe in luck tend to be more optimistic, right? And here's the interesting part about it. Because they tend to be optimistic, even when experiencing bad luck, they perceive it as a net gain. Isn't that lovely? And you've heard this so many times in your life, and perhaps you've said it. This was a terrible thing that had happened, but if this didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am today, right? How many times have we said that in the course of our lives? So this was not really a great thing, and I really would have chosen not to go through it. We could call it bad luck. But if this didn't happen, hey, I wouldn't have gotten that. Or I wouldn't be where I am today, or I wouldn't have gotten that job, or I wouldn't have moved to that city. So optimistic people tend to look at it even bad luck, as a net gain. We are grateful for the events in our lives, even the perceived bad ones, without judging them, good or bad. This happened. That happened. And when we can look at those imposters just the same, like Rudyard Kipling said. You know, there's that old story about the king and the king and his servant. I don't know if you remember it. I don't even hardly remember it. But it was all about being grateful for things. And his servant, they were out hunting one day, and the servant always prepared his rifle for him and handed it over, and the king shot, and the rifle backfired and blew his thumb off. I know it's not funny, but it's a story. And the king got so mad at his servant, and this was a man he knew his whole life. They grew up together. They were friends. They were just, buds their whole lives. He got so mad at the guy for not loading the gun correctly. He threw him in prison. Let him rot there. He was just going to not ever talk to him ever again. And then years later, when the king was out hunting again, he was captured. I love this. This is dramatic. He was captured by a band of cannibals. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. It was like totally left me. He was captured by a band of cannibals, and they were going to cook him and eat him, and of course his party also. And when they were about to put him in the pot, they saw that he was missing a thumb, and it was bad luck. It was bad luck. He was missing a part. We can't eat him. Bad luck will befall us all if we eat the guy who's missing a part. So they let him go. And they let him go, and the king went back to his kingdom, and he went to the cell, and he was just so sad and so sorry that he had kept his best friend in jail all these years. And his best friend was like, it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. And he let him out, and it was like, there's gratitude for you. There's gratitude. He had no idea what that thumb was going to cost him down the road, or save him, actually. But when we live in gratitude, we're grateful for all of it, even the seemingly bad things, even the seemingly unfortunate stuff. Luck plays no part in our lives. That's what Ernest Holmes said. Luck plays no part in our lives. We are the head and the heart and the hands and the feet, of God. And luck plays no part. There is a saying, and I don't know who said this one either, but you can say it. You can lay claim to this one too. That fate is the hand of cards we are dealt. Destiny is how we play them. That is our free will. So everybody on earth quoted that. I tried to look that one up, and I swear 3/4 of the earth said that at one time or another. So that's another quote you can say you said. Don't even worry about it. Just quote yourself. So here we are, love, luck, health, wealth, and happiness, right? So we talked about love, we talked about luck. Health and wealth I kind of lumped together, because health and wealth for me seems very much like the cards we're dealt, doesn't it? Some people are born with silver spoons in their mouth. Some people are born with silver foots in their mouth. Some people are born in poverty. Some people are born with bodies that are just incredibly athletic. Some people are born with bodies that are not. Some people are, we are dealt cards when we come into a physical world, and then we play them. So in the area of gratitude, I kind of lump health and wealth together, because in some ways, like luck, we are dealt that hand, and then we play it to the best of our ability, yes? And these are two things we can live in gratitude about. If we have life, if we have health, whatever health we have, whatever level of health that is, we are grateful for. We have more to be grateful for than to be sorry for. Throughout our lives, we will go through periods of good health and ill health, yes? Through our lives, we will go through periods of incredible fortune and incredible loss. We experience it all. And the fact is, our soul craves the experience. Not only the good stuff, not only the puppy dogs and the rainbows, but all of it. We are here to experience life and to experience it fully. Not only the springs and the summers, but the falls and the winters, where the ground lies fallow and it looks like nothing is happening. And if we are tied to that effect, to the condition, to the way it looks, well, it looks terrible sometimes. And we can still feel gratitude, because we know that what is going on beneath the surface. We know that something is always going on beneath the surface. If we are tied to the conditions, we'll be riding a roller coaster our whole lives. It's good, it's bad, it's good, it's bad. You know those people that come home from work, if they had a good day, yay, if they had a bad day, you know, it's like, you know these people, right? And they're tied to the effect. And the effect changes minute by minute. The condition changes minute by minute. We can't just be happy and grateful when things are going well and forlorn when things are going bad. We have lost faith when we are tied to the condition, which leads me to happiness. Health, wealth, and happiness, the last word on my grandmother's list. And what I have found is that living a life of gratitude, living in gratitude every day, thinking about the things we're grateful for, always, first thing in the morning, last thing at life, creates a happier person. We are just happier when we're living in gratitude. Gratitude fosters happiness. A positive experience, a positive perspective offers us a new view on things like loss or suffering or illness. A life of gratitude allows us to adjust to a new normal, right? When things change, when things are not going according to the story in our heads. Gratitude enables us to adjust to what this new normal is, whatever it is, whatever is needed. Oh, I wish I could say her name. Sonia Lubomirsky. Lubomirsky. I really slaughtered it. I'm sorry. But you can look her up. She's great. She wrote about how gratitude and happiness are connected. And she said this. She said, using gratitude, we savor life's experiences, thus increasing our happiness. We savor life's experiences. We don't judge them. We don't, only pick and choose. We don't cherry pick only the good ones. We savor all of life's experiences, and that increases our happiness. I remember one time I was in a grocery store, getting stuff, we'd like right before, on the way home from work and right before dinner, and you know how that's like, everybody else is there too. And there was a mom in the grocery store with her little toddler, and if you have children or have had children at that age, at that time in the grocery store, that's when they melt down. Because they haven't had their nap and it's too close to dinner, then you can't put them to bed, so you're in the grocery store with them and they're totally freaking out. They're losing it, right? We've all been there for parents. And I passed this mom who was with the cart, and she was like, yeah. And you could just see, the color, and she was so frustrated, and the child was screaming, and it was just horrible. And I just stopped her in the aisle, and I said, I remember that. I remember that stage and really, really love it. Really love it, really enjoy it while you're in it, because it goes by so fast. My kids are all in their 20s now, and you're going to look back on these times, and you're really going to love them, and you're really going to miss them. And even though it's just a disaster, you're going to look back on it with love. And it changed her around in a minute. She was able to reach that place where she was grateful, regardless of the child's behavior. It didn't matter. She was just grateful. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about the gratitude in all of these little events in life, even the things that we think are awful, or embarrassing or tragic or just the worst thing that could possibly happen. We find that new normal. When we're focused on gratitude, we're concentrating on what's going right and not what's going wrong. We have no time for the woe is me attitude. We have no time for it because we're concentrating on all the goodness. Jamie Lula's song, I don't know the name of it, but there's a line in there that says, I have so much more to be grateful for than to be sorry for. You have so much more to be grateful than to be sorry for. And here's another one. When we're in gratitude, guess what? We're less likely to fall into comparison. It's true. When we are in gratitude for everything we have, we're not looking over at somebody else's paper. We're not looking at what so-and-so has or doesn't have or, whatever. We don't have the consciousness to keep up with the Joneses because we're not looking at the Joneses. We're in gratitude for what we have and what we do and who we are, and we're content just with ourselves. Gratitude dissolves negative emotions. like envy and greed and jealousy. How can you be envious or jealous of something when you're so in love with your own life and when you're so grateful for your own life? And finally, gratitude is our ability to adapt to increasing positives in our lives. Now, this is an odd little concept, but when we're striving for something good and we get it, we kind of stop being happy with it after we get it. You know what I'm talking about? It's called hedonic adaptation. We plan for something happy, we want something happy, we intend for something happy, we get something happy, and then it's like, oh yeah, then we already got it, And so the happiness falls off. Well, gratitude interrupts that circuit so that we can continue to be grateful and happy for the things we have and for the life we live. Gratitude short circuits that adaptation and allows us to resonate in our good fortune, our good life, our good health, our good circumstances, our good whatever they are. And then that in turn grows more gratitude. See how that works? Isn't that lovely? The universe conspires to support us all the time. So, what are we grateful for? Give me a gratitude statement. I'm grateful for health. Okay, I'm grateful for family. My what? My mind. What else? Friends. I'm grateful for Larry. We've been married over 30 years. Yay. I'm grateful for Larry. Sticking with me through the highs and the lows, right? Through the skilled and the unskilled behavior. Boy, I showed a little of that sometimes, right? Okay, so what else? Gratitude. Grateful for toys. I love toys. Mark. Grateful for Donald Trump. Absolutely. The universe has us covered. Grateful for me. Oh, how sweet. Thank you. Betty. Grateful for your back, what? Problems. Grateful for the back challenges. What else? What are we grateful for today? I'm grateful for the rain. Oh my God, you can hear the trees. They're loving it. Oh, grateful for Ernest Holmes. Okay, I love that. For what? For vision. Grateful for your husband. Oh my God, yeah. Well, I'm grateful for him too. He's a doll. Okay. Here's what Ernest Holmes had to say. We do not always see the truth clearly, but I should advise using the vision of your highest moments of thought as a pattern after which to work. Take the best your thought provides and repeatedly reaffirm it to be the truth about yourself, not fighting the images of limitation, but, as it were, gently pushing them aside mentally and reaffirming your position in divine mind as being one in unity with good. Know that the truth is not bound by any existing conditions, that the higher law governs the lower, and endeavor to see yourself as surrounded by everything which makes life worthwhile. This is our challenge, and this is the benefits of gratitude, is that we live that every day. So here's the challenge. When you go to bed tonight, right before you go to sleep, do you have those? Did you pick up the gratitude journal? Okay, there's more. I made more, just in case you didn't get one last Sunday. Grab a gratitude journal. 3 things in the morning, 3 things in the evening, or 5 and 5, I don't remember what it was, that you're grateful for. Practice the gratitude. Test this. This is why we call it a practical spirituality. We get to experiment with it. We get to test it and try it. See that practicing gratitude every day, twice a day, in the morning and the evening, how it increases your happiness quotient. That's what we're here to do. We're here to love life, to love each other, and to love each other as God loves everything. That's what we do. We are here to make manifest the glory of God. And we know it is in ourselves, and we extend it to everyone around us. We increase the gratitude, we increase the happiness, we increase the love. We become the healing that the world is calling for. We do the work, and the world heals. Thank you so much.